Okay.
Did they tell you to start?
Okay, they did.
The March 8th, 2016 meeting of the Marion County School Board is called to order. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience, please turn off your electronic device or put them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentation to the board is limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding regular agenda items or matters in which the board customarily take action, you must first complete a peach form located on the front table over there. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or a student discipline matter, please complete the lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received by the board secretary no later than 5:40 p.m. These procedures applicable to each are on a separate sheet. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Ms. Nancy Stacy, District 1. Here. Mrs. Carol Ely, District 2.
Present.
Ms. Angie Boynton, District 4.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly King, District 5.
Here.
Mr. Bobby James, District 3.
Here.
Mr. George Tomlin, Superintendent.
Here.
Mr. Stephen Lake, Board Attorney.
Here.
Ms. Judy Sinetti, Public Education Foundation Officer, please introduce the 2016 Teacher of the Year, who will be providing the inspiration and leading us in the pledge this evening. Ms. Sinetti.
Good evening, Mr. James, Superintendent Tomlin, and members of the board. We meet again, and I always bring something great to share with you. And tonight I brought with you our 2016 Marion County Rookie Teacher of the Year. And I know, Mrs. Ely, that once again you served on that rookie selection committee, so you got to see Mr. Bishop in action. And all of you that were at the Golden Apple Gala got to be introduced to our very own superhero, Dylan Bishop. And as you know, a rookie teacher is someone that's been teaching 3 years or less. Mr. Bishop has been teaching for 2 years, but this is his very first year in Marion County. With him tonight is his principal at Denellen Elementary School, Mrs. Gay Street. Mrs. Street was also once a Marion County Rookie Teacher of the Year, so she knows how to pick a good one. I was encouraged by Mrs. Ely and other members of the selection committee to go visit Mr. Bishop in his classroom, and so I did that the week of Golden Apple. And here are a few things that I learned during my visit. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. It's okay not to know, but it's not okay not to try. We are stronger when we work together. And then before I left, I asked some of his third graders what they liked so much about Mr. Bishop. And I learned that he gives them second chances. He talks to them when they make mistakes, and he helps them to work hard and to learn. Members of the school board and superintendent, I'm proud to introduce Marion County's 2016 Rookie Teacher of the Year, Dylan Bishop.
I had to have this cape here.
I was
can
going to
just
ask
have
you where
this
your cape is.
Right there. It's my inspiration and gives me a little courage. May I ask if we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First, I would like to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak tonight. When I relocated to Marion County in 2012, I would have never imagined that I would be standing here tonight as Marion County's 2016 Rookie Teacher of the Year. After graduating from college in Maryland, I came to Marion County to seek better opportunities for my wife and myself. It was an easy transition for me because I've been coming here since I was 12. However, for my wife, it was not an easy transition. Finding work wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, so I did take a job waiting tables. I got to meet a lot of interesting people, some of which helped direct me to seek opportunities in education. To those people, I thank you. I started as a substitute teacher at Fessenden Elementary, and I have to say that it was one of the best experiences of my life. I always knew I wanted to help others, but never thought that my calling, or superpower, would be to inspire the students in our community. Because of this community, I am given the opportunity to empower our students to always be better than the person they were the day before and to believe in themselves and their endless abilities. Without the support of this community, the parents, my colleagues, the administration, and the district, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. I thank you for giving me the greatest job in the world and for allowing me to take part in your children's education. Thank you so much.
Ms. Stacy and Ms. Ely, and then we'll come around.
Not so fast, Dylan.
Sorry.
You have to listen to us.
Okay.
Wow, you're going to be able to teach forever. You look so young. And you'll just be able to teach forever. Nobody will know you're 100. Whatever you're teaching someday, you'll still look like you're 50. Thank you so much for all you do. And gee, I wish we had more men teaching in our schools. My son remembers every male teacher he ever had. And, still taught, in fact, he wanted to go into education. And at the last minute, after he did some student teaching, he got cold feet and decided to go do something else with his math degree. But he would have loved teaching. And he always said that his sister, who made much better grades in school than he did, that she was so smart because he taught her. She was 2 years younger than him, and he was her first teacher. So therefore, that's why she was so smart, because he was such a good teacher. And he would have been. And I just, can't say enough for our male teachers, and the fact that you just shine like you do. And just keep on doing what you're doing, and just work harder and harder, so you'll just be more and more places and touch more and more lives. Thank you so much.
Ms. Ely?
Dylan, it was an honor observing you and going to the Golden Apple and listening to your presentation. And when you took off your jacket and had the cape on, I'm going, yes, he is Superman. But that's the way you treat your kids, that they can all be Supermen. And they love you. They keep their eyes glued to you. And the little note I wrote, I think I said before, when I left, that I wished you were my teacher when I was in 3rd grade. But you're fantastic, and we're so excited and proud to have you in Marion County.
Thank you so much for what you're doing for our students out in Dunellen. It is an honor for me to tell you thank you, and it's an honor for this community to have you. I see you bought your cape. Can you just pull it out for us?
Got it right here. It was a hit with the students, too.
And I love the color, so that's just awesome. Thank you for all you do.
Congratulations. I also want to just say thank you for your efforts for your students. And if you know, or you probably don't know anything about me, I spent a lot of my time teaching 3rd grade. And so when I see you standing up there with your cape and at the gala, when you were describing, what you do and you put it on, I could visualize it. I could see it. And I'm like, those students have to love you. And you have that attention getter, and so that way they're paying attention to you. And that's just important. So congratulations.
It's always a pleasure to look at you and look at Ms. Street out there and know the impact that you're having on that campus. Not necessarily your class, but all the kids that will want to come by and peep in there and see what Superman is doing today. And it's always a pleasure for us to have exemplary teachers in our district. As always, congratulations, job well done. Okay. Mr. Superintendent.
Mr. Chairman and Board, I recommend approval of the agenda for the March 8, 2016 school board meeting with the materials in the board packet, those materials distributed to board members at the meeting, and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting.
May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Ely,
Second.
second by Mrs. Boynton. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passed 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 17, 2016 administrative briefing and work session? May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Ely, second by Ms. Boynton. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passed 5-0. Ms. Connie Carpenter, language arts specialist, would like to recognize the two students who will be representing Marion County in the district spelling bee on March 23rd in Orlando. Carpenter.
Hi, good evening. On February 18th, we had our annual spelling bee with the help of the GFWC Women's Club of Ocala. We had a first place winner, which was Matthias Tenenkinsing. And Matthias is a 6th grader at Blessed Trinity. And then our second place winner was Seth Britt, and he is an 8th grader at Bellevue Middle School. And then also here tonight, we have Diane Schreier, and she is representing the GFWC Women's Club. They do all of the judging for us, and they're a great help with the spelling bee. And these two guys are going to be representing Marion County on the 23rd in Orlando. So give them a round of applause.
Okay, I know. Have we got all the pictures? Miss Stacy?
Just turn around.
Guys, turn around so we can talk to you. These guys up here want to talk to you.
Miss Stacy, did you not go to that? Did you not go to spelling bee?
Yes, I was at the spelling bee. Yes, I got there. We had an illness in the family, and I made it just in time to see the winners and get to visit with Diana and some of the people there. And it was amazing. First of all, I don't even know how teachers and everyone pulls this off. It was pulling all the schools and all the kids together. The amount of time that our employees donate to the different things that they do. I don't think that really, when we hear about teachers grading papers at home and stuff, there's so many other events that take place at all of these schools in the afternoons and evenings and stuff that teachers have to be there for. And to pull out off something like this, and there were so many people there, and everything just happens magically. And so proud of you kids. It was, I actually never participated in the spelling bee, but I've watched them before, and I had forgotten how exciting it was. And it's scary too. You're sitting there thinking, I hope he wins, I hope he gets it, and then that child doesn't get the word. And so it was so exciting. So congratulations, and I guess we'll be doing that again next year.
Guys, I just want to say, on behalf of all the students, that you'll be represented from Marion County, in which you will. Thank you, and congratulations on a job well done. Thank you.
Is Schreier going to make some kind of an announcement tonight or a presentation?
She was just here to represent the women's
I was just
club.
here representing the women's club tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Y'all can go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all so
Thank you
much.
so much.
And thank you, teachers, for being there. Diane, y'all did a great job. Thank you.
May I have a motion to adopt a proclamation recognizing the month of March as Music in Our Schools and Youth Art Month? May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Ms. Boynton and second by Ms. Ely. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passed. 5-0. Mr. Kevin Christian, Public Relations Officer and TV Media Production Coordinator, and Ms. Belinda Vaughn, Library Media Service and the Art Program Specialist, and Ms. Jamie Roach, Maplewood Elementary School Art Teacher, and Suzanne Smitting, Maplewood Elementary School Teacher. Please come forward for the reading and the presentation of the proclamation.
Should we make them stand front and center too? I'm just.
Just bring them up so we can see them.
Let me read this proclamation, ladies. It says, whereas the study of music contributes to the development of young people through heightened skills in listening, reading, self-expression, and creativity, and art education develops students' creative problem-solving and critical thinking abilities, whereas the study of art gives students a deeper understanding of multicultural values and beliefs, and music education includes a broad range of types of music and active musical experiences. Whereas the inclusion of instruction in all the arts significantly enhances the morale and quality of the school environment and teaches sensitivity to beauty, order, and other expressive qualities. Whereas it is the stated objective of Marion County Public Schools to prepare children for a productive role in our society, and arts education is a viable factor in the total education curricula that develops citizens in a global society. Whereas the National Association for Music Education has designated March as Music in Our Schools Month, and the National Art Education Association has designated March as Youth in Art Month, and whereas the School Board of Marion County, Florida, endorses the observance of Youth in Art Month and Music in Our Schools Month in grades K through 12 as an opportunity to support the purposes and practices of education in the arts and encourages teachers, parents, students, and all citizens to participate. Now therefore be it proclaimed, the School Board of Marion County, Florida recognizes the month of March 2016 to be Music in Our Schools and Youth Art Month. And of course, each of you have signed and dated this with tonight's date. So Ms. Vos, I'm going to present this to you, and then you can present this, okay? Well, I'll do it to all three of you. How's that?
Okay.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Any of you, would you like to share your thoughts with the board?
Hopefully, you got a handout of all the events going on throughout our community. It's almost 4 pages long. That's our music and art and drama events from now to the end of the school year. I hope that you'll be able to attend at least 1 or 2 of those and see our students shine.
Especially tomorrow evening, all of you have been invited. Especially tomorrow evening, all of you have been invited, and I have your ticket right here for you, to come to our Charlie Dixon Memorial Music Festival. It will be held at First Baptist Church at 6:30 p.m. There are 23 schools performing. It will not take us till next June to finish, I promise. It should be finished in about an hour and a half, but you will see some talent from all over the county, and we are very excited to be back at our schools so we can continue having events like this for our students. So I would like to hand you your ticket and hope you will be able to make it tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much for those tickets, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any comments, guys?
Well, you know, Mr. Dixon was one of my teachers, so, you know, it's an honor to get a ticket to go to
It's
this.
a small world.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like
Yes.
to thank you for recognizing arts and the importance of the arts, and I believe every child is an artist, and just to keep maintaining that creative edge throughout life really helps to promote, you know, success in life. And I hope that you all, on Thursday, actually, Maple will be having an art show as well, so hope you can come out and see that from all of our wonderful artists. And try and make it out to the Appleton is going to have something in April as well. So hope to see you all there.
Thank you. I just would like to, go ahead, let's go down here. Ms.
I am
Ely.
just so thrilled that we have art and music back in the schools. It's made big, I know. And I hope we can keep it there because it's such an important, integral part of children's education. And I think we talked before, you know, for many children, that's what they excel in, whether it's art or music. And they might have trouble in the classroom, but going to art and music is their, you know, the best part of their day. So thank you.
Okay, Ms. Stacy.
And my children came through this school system, all 3 of them, and from the time that we took a lot of our programs, art, music, and PE, out of our school system, I've seen a huge, serious increase in discipline issues and lots of things, which we can say is associated with a lot of the testing and stuff, but I think it's multifaceted. You know, luckily I was able to put my husband through college teaching music. I taught music at night, I worked all day and taught music at night on weekends, and that's how I paid his college tuition. And I was fortunate to have that opportunity. And so many children today just don't have those things, and I think that's as important to them as, you know, children that are not college bound. It's especially as important to them as math and English and anything else. And I'm a strong supporter, and I just wish we could do more things than we're doing, and I believe we can in time. I would like to see buses and different things used to transport children into the nursing homes and places to sing and things, you know, to do field trips with the little musicians in our schools to show the community what their sales tax dollars are paying for, or what their ad valorem, I guess, taxes are paying for. There's just many, many things more we can do, and I would like for you to work with me, and any ideas that you might have, I'll bring them to the board, because I am considering my husband might not have a degree from the University of Florida today. Had I not been a musician, my heart is there with you. Thank you.
I would just like to share with all the people that's out there that recognize how important music is, not only in our schools, but in our churches, in our country. And this is just a bridge between those two entities. And as a former principal of that, I know how important it is to your campus, and I know how important it is to this board and for the community to really push for the ad valorem tax to make this thing happen. Hope the board will govern themselves accordingly and go out and support the mayor. Okay, thank you. I will now ask the board attorney to explain the rules governing a person who wishes to address the school board tonight.
Thank you, Mr. James. I'll run through this red tape part of the meeting tonight, hopefully quickly. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of the Florida statutes, the school board has adopted procedures for public speakers who wish to address the board at tonight's meeting regarding one of tonight's agenda items or on a matter relating to school district operations. School board has adopted these procedures to ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to speak and be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available in the forums on the table near the boardroom door. As Mr. James advised you at the outset, if you wish to address the board tonight, please complete a public speaker form also located on the table near the boardroom door. You would have handed the form to the school board's assistant, Brenda Flutketter, due no later than 5:40 p.m. So I guess keep that in mind for the next meeting. Speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board's meeting in the order that the forms were received. Based on time consideration, the school board, by a majority vote, may decide to limit the number of presentations on any one topic, shorten presentation times, move the public comment time to a different position on tonight's agenda, or eliminate the public comment time for this meeting altogether and reschedule public comment for a future meeting. Before you begin speaking, please state your full name and address for the record, and please spell your last name. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes of time. However, if there are more than 5 persons who wish to speak, the board may seek consensus to limit each speaker's time to 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual reminder. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Tonight's meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Verbal attacks and profanity are, of course, prohibited. If a speaker is advocating that a certain action be taken by the board which requires the expenditure of funds, speaker must reveal any financial interest in the board or the district taking such action. If the speaker is an employee, owner, or has a financial interest in, or is related to an individual who is an employee, owner, or has a financial interest in an entity which provides a product or service being advocated, the speaker must reveal such an interest. Unsolicited commercial solicitations are prohibited. However, the board may, on its own initiative, request informational presentations on matters that do involve the Marion County school system. Matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, will be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised part of this meeting. Parents wishing to address the board regarding a discipline matter will have the opportunity to do so at that time. Speakers may request to address the board without being televised. Those requests shall be scheduled after the televised part of the meeting has concluded. Speakers may use handouts or audiovisual presentations. However, they must be provided to the board assistant at least 48 hours before the meeting and have a total length not exceeding 5 minutes. Only a student's parent or guardian may use a student's first or last name, identifying references to or identification of other students and/or their families is strictly prohibited. Thank you so much for your attention to these requirements, Mr. Chairman. That does conclude my explanatory remarks.
Brenda, who do we have?
Ms. Nancy Young.
Thank you. Good evening, Board. My name is Nancy Young. I live at 2110 Northeast 146th Avenue in Silver Springs. And I am here this evening to invite you to participate in a campaign, an initiative for early literacy. I am chairperson of the Success by Six Leadership Council. And last year, we joined a national campaign called Read Aloud, 15 minutes, every child, every parent, every day. The last few years, statistics for our kindergartners entering school have been very disappointing in that 30 to 40% of those children are not ready for kindergarten or ready to learn. We have many things in Marion County that contribute to our early childhood development. You, as leaders of our school district, have incredible programs that start at age 3 and take our parents and young children from there. But we need a program from birth to 3 because we know now what national research says to us, that by age 3, 80% of a child's brain is formed for their future learning by age 3. By age 5, it's 90%. So we have a challenge before us in Marion County. And Success by Six, with this initiative, Read Aloud, 15 minutes, every child, every parent, every day, knows that reading aloud to children builds their brain, causes the brain cells to connect, build those neurons, and if they have this opportunity from 0 to 3, they will be ready for school when they enter kindergarten. So we now have over 100 partners in Marion County. These are businesses and organizations, the health department, our hospitals. We have our school district with the school library media people. We have Title I. We have the Education Foundation, and many, many others, as you can imagine, in that 100 number, that deal directly with the services for young children. Our goal is to increase the number of parents who read to their children. We know that the Marion County Public Library System for the past 15 years has given a Born to Read bag to every new baby born in Marion County. We know that some parents open that bag, read that book to their children, and take advantage of the resources that are in that bag for them in rearing their children. We know that others don't. So one of our challenges with Success by Six is to make certain that we can develop programs in Marion County that will help our parents see the importance of reading, talking, playing, singing with their children. That's all they have to do. They don't have to have electronic gadgets. They don't have to have fancy toys. They need to have communication and reading to their children, and that will prepare them for school. So when they come to you as kindergartners, they're ready to learn. So I have here a sign-up sheet that I'd love the Marion County Board of Education to become a partner in this major initiative and to see what together we can do. I will leave this with you because I'm not sure how you might choose to handle it. I will say to you there needs to be a point person on this. It goes to national. This is a national program. It is based in Michigan, and they are very excited about the success that we are having here in Marion County. What they provide for us, and I will show you this in a large format, is promotional material to use with our young parents and with our organizations. March is also Read Aloud Month. You know that it's Read Across America, and there were some of us dressed as Cat in the Hat at President this week. You had a great time in at the library on Saturday. So Read Aloud is most important. We ask that you kindly consider and join with us in this major initiative to get our young babies ready for kindergarten. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. All these materials are free of charge to you or any other partner. www.readaloud.org. I think you'll be amazed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to leave some materials here for you. I forgot to mind my manners and turn them in so they could be previewed, but I have a bookmark for you, and I also have a sign. Perhaps you have a place to put it in an acrylic holder on a desk that might be publicly visible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Brenda?
Drew Jonides.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Tommen. My name is Drew Jonides. My last name is spelled Joanid as in David, ES as in Sam. My address is 48 Northeast 56 Terrace, Ocala, Florida, 34470. I'm a social studies teacher at Vanguard High School. I've been a Marion County Public School teacher since November of 2014. But this is my 18th year as a public high school social studies teacher in the state of Florida. I am also a member of the Florida Bar in good standing, having graduated from law school in 1997. Before moving to Marion County, I taught social studies in Miami-Dade County for more than 16 years. For the entirety of my teaching career in Miami-Dade County, I was paid a doctorate level supplement for the Juris Doctorate degree, or Doctorate of Law. After moving to Ocala in 2014, I was informed that Marion County would not pay a supplement for the JD that I hold. I stand before you tonight to respectfully ask that the board re-examine the denial of this supplement. I was denied the supplement for my advanced degree on the basis that it was not in my area of certification. Social studies. It is my position that a doctorate degree from a law school is in fact fundamentally related to my certification. Further, I believe that this board has the authority to award the advanced degree supplement to those holding the JD who are certified in the area of social studies. The teaching of law permeates every social studies discipline, including those courses required for high school graduation: world history, United States history, economics, and United States government. The state of Florida also offers high school credit for 6 distinct law courses: law studies, honors comprehensive law studies, international law, legal systems and concepts, court procedures, and a court procedure internship program. All of these courses have a sequence number designated by the state of Florida and are listed as social studies electives under the subcategory of political science in the 2015-2016 Florida Department of Education course directory. I presently teach United States history, in which I regularly discuss with my students various aspects of American jurisprudence, including several landmark decisions of the U.S. Supreme Court. The 3 years I spent as a full-time postgraduate law school student allow me to speak with more authority and a greater depth of knowledge on these subjects. I also teach law studies, in which I discuss with my students such topics as criminal procedure, criminal law, family law, and constitutional law. Every day, I use information in the classroom, which I acquired using my Juris Doctorate degree, information that goes well beyond the classroom textbook. I am better prepared to answer my students' questions and provide them with more insightful information because of the education behind my degree. This board does possess the legal authority to qualify the Juris Doctorate as an advanced degree for those certified in social studies without violating the letter or the spirit of Florida's Student Success Act. Florida Statute Section 1012.22, subsection 1C3, specifies that the advanced degree be held in the individual's area of certification. The statute does not define area of certification, nor has the meaning or intent of this language been addressed by a court of competent jurisdiction, or Florida's Attorney General, or Florida's Department of Education. This creates flexibility for school districts to award an advanced degree supplement where courses taken by the teacher have sufficient concentration in the area of the teacher's certification. Certainly, the courses required to earn a Juris Doctorate degree are sufficiently similar in subject matter as to be treated as equivalent to the area of social studies certification, even though the terminology may be different. A challenge to the application of the governing statute has already been adjudicated in favor of flexible interpretation. On November 13th, November 19th, 2013, an arbitrator in Polk County, Florida, ruled in favor of the Polk Education Association, who represented 97 teachers who had been denied a supplement by the Polk County School Board on the basis that their advanced degrees did not match their areas of certification. The arbitrator found that where the courses are sufficiently similar in the area of certification, then they should be treated as equivalent. The board was ordered to pay those teachers for their supplement moving forward, as well as back paid owed to them. The board appealed the arbitrator's ruling to the 10th Circuit Court, which again ruled in favor of Polk and the 97 teachers it represented. At the end of the day, the board was ordered to award those teachers their supplement, all back pay, and they incurred the cost of expensive litigation. To award the supplement to advance, pardon me?
You need to wrap it up. Go ahead.
I'll jump to the end. If Marion County is sincere in their interest in attracting and retaining well-educated individuals to the teaching profession, then the board must be willing to compensate them for their advanced degrees, especially where those degrees are sufficiently similar in subject matter to their areas of certification. The denial of the advanced pay supplement impacts me on a daily basis, and its impacts will continue to resonate for years to come through my pension and Social Security. I again respectfully request that the board reassess and reverse its position and grant the advanced degree supplement to those holding a Juris Doctor degree who are certified in the area of social studies. I thank the board for its time and its attention and consideration.
Board, before we get in that, I will ask the superintendent to look into that, and I would ask, Mr. Superintendent, you have anything you wanted to share with?
What I would like to say, and thank you very much, Mr. Jonidis? Jonidis, I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. Thank you very much. This has absolutely nothing to do with the reflection of this teacher's ability to teach. We are following certification issues that we have followed for a long time with the direction of DOE and in consult with other counties. Since we have a collective bargaining agreement that presides over this, and since a number of legal issues and legal challenges, if that's the right word, have been mentioned tonight, I would like to defer answering any further at this moment in time, consult with the board along with Mr. Lake, our attorney on this, and if we need to have another attorney to advise us also, I think that would be the wisest position to take at this moment in time.
Superintendent, if I may point out, Miami-Dade County, which is the largest school district in the state of Florida and the 4th largest in the nation, continues to award the advanced supplement pay for new hires coming in after July 1st, 2011, when the statute went into effect. So a teacher hired today by Miami-Dade County Public Schools with a Juris Doctor degree and a certification in social studies would be awarded the supplemental pay without violating either the spirit or the letter of the statute.
Thank you.
Thank you for your consideration.
I'd like to say one thing to him. Just thank you for coming. I wish more teachers would come and share their issues with us, because the board's very receptive, and I believe the superintendent's receptive. There's sometimes things just get all lost in the translation when you're trying to talk to departments, because different departments don't have the authority to do things, and they only have the authority that our policy has given them. And I want to thank you for coming before us, and I want to thank Mr. James, our chairman, for handling this in such a way as I'm sure we will be following up on this.
Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be heard.
Ms. Boynton.
I just want to say thank you for coming and bringing that and sharing that with us. As you know, none of the board members were aware of that. And I wanted to follow what the superintendent said and ask the chair to make sure that our attorney can forward us some information. I would like to read this, the statute to us, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll be pleased to look into the issue. I'm not familiar with the legal background on this, so I'll dive into it.
Thank you.
Again, the superintendent will be working to present us some information, and he will go through the process that we need to go through as a board. So we will have some have the information that we need.
Thank you, Chairman James. I do appreciate the board's consideration on this issue. And again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brenda?
Mr. James Elmore?
Good evening. My name is Captain James Elmore, E-L-M-O-R-E. I live at 794 Northwest 52nd Court, Ocala, Florida, 34482. Superintendent Tom and board members, I am a science teacher at North Marion Middle School, and this is my 11th year teaching in Marion County. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the district and MEA for recent negotiations, and specifically for revising supplements. These supplements are vital in supporting our core mission of providing a well-rounded education to all of our students. The landscape of education has changed drastically in the 11 years I've been teaching. We are now seeing growth in non-core subject area classes that are vital to the growth of our students, such as the new Civil Air Patrol unit that I helped to establish at North Marion Middle School, which is not only the only middle school JROTC-like program in the county, but is now the largest unit in the state of Florida. I have long advocated for the increase in vocational and other non-core classes to make school interesting and fun for students again, much like it was when we were growing up. Recent developments such as our 2-year salary agreement and the recently closed contract negotiations help the morale of teachers greatly. I strongly urge you to continue to reduce the amount of standardized testing our students are forced to take. By your own numbers from the spreadsheet that went out in September 2015, students from K through 12 are taking 416 standardized assessments, which averages out to be a little over 1 test per week. That does not count tests and quizzes generated by teachers as part of the curriculum. You can imagine the stress that places on students, teachers, and support staff. Last, I implore you to consider a way to implement more planning time that is not forcing us to attend extra training. As you might be aware, a lot of teachers already spend many hours outside of school grading papers and preparing lessons. Even a few extra minutes each day would make a difference in the quality of our lives, as well as improve the quality of teaching that goes on in the classroom. It would help us establish a better work and home life balance. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Stacy?
Again, I would like to thank you for coming before us and encourage our employees to come and speak to us about things just like this. We have absolutely no way of knowing what's happening in the trenches unless you come and speak to us as a board. And individually, we can bring our concerns to the superintendent, but to all of us at one time, because we can't, because of sunshine law, we can't speak to one another. So please encourage others to come before the full board and share your concerns. And I want to let you know that I know my fellow board members personally, and I know they're very appreciative that our employees do share this information with us. So please encourage others to do the same.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you.
Ms. Boynton?
I know, thank you for coming and sharing with it, but I noticed that you had something to read. Could you, share that with the board so that if we want to go back and, because I jotted down notes and I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
sure.
I'll be happy to email that to everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chris Altabello.
Chris Altabello, 2020 Northeast 43rd Street, Ocala, Florida, Altobello. First, let me start by thanking Superintendent Tommen and Mrs. Boynton for coming out to our Read Across Marion event at the Public Library. And thank you to the board for reading during last week. I had the pleasure of going out to Marion Oaks and reading the Tooth Book to Miss Heller's kindergartners, and it was an experience that I won't soon forget. And on another personal note, I have twin second graders, Maddie and Tony, and it would be an honor for them to have Mr. Bishop as their third grade teacher next year. Very nice. I'm going to keep my comments relatively brief tonight, but I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the hard work that both the MEA bargaining team and the district bargaining team demonstrated during the recent contract negotiations. Negotiations are never easy, but I believe when we work together for the good of the student and teacher, we can and usually do agree on the majority of issues. When I see what is happening in neighboring counties such as Volusia and Clay, as well as others across the state, I am grateful that both teams were able to come to an agreement that we can live with and build upon in future years. As a union leader who has the unique advantage of serving locally on our labor bargaining team and representing the Florida Education Association on their management team, I see both sides of the negotiation process. What I have learned is that good communication and keeping both parties engaged within the decision-making process serves both sides well when gearing up towards another bargain. At the state level, FEA engages their union, representing employees at all levels. This builds a level of trust and fosters more productive working relationship. Whether it's curriculum decisions, professional development, or new teacher preparation, I would continue to ask the district to consider the MEA in the decision-making process, especially given that it affects the instructional unit. We understand that the district and board have the final say, but I believe when all parties sit down and brainstorm ideas and solutions, the ultimate winner is Marion County, specifically our children. We now turn our attention to next year's master contract. It is the desire of the association to complete this effort in a timely manner, as we have spent much of the last few years cleaning up language proposed by both sides, as well as creating a salary schedule that passes muster within the state. There is need for some salary adjustment going forward, and new language that will ensure recruitment and retention of, and I hate to use this phrase, the best and brightest professional educators. But I am confident that this administration will work with the association to make this a priority. As always, we plan to keep the board informed of our progress. After all, working conditions dictate learning conditions, and our children are counting on us. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Aldabella.
Thank you.
Brenda, is that it? Thank you. I want to thank our attorney for adding some additional teeth to our public speaking, because I think we needed to have that so it could be fully explained to our speakers out there. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda C8-C53 with the revisions to the 2016-2017 staffing plan under item C17 that include plant managers and a revision to the item C32 job classification description for directors of counseling and assessment, changing the year of experience from 3 to 5 years as provided to the school board members prior to the meeting. May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
It was moved and second. All in favor signify by saying aye. The motion passed 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the following donation? $1,000 to Bellevue Middle School from their business partner, Petsche Orthodontics, via the Public Education Foundation. $5,000 to Community Tech and education from the Marion County Veterans Helping. $1,701.34 to Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary School from Target Taking Charge of Education. $3,000 to Dunellen Middle School from Jennifer J. Boss. $4,000 to Emerald Shores Elementary School from their business partner, ClosetMaid, via the Public Education Foundation. $2,500 to Pheasant Elementary School from the business partner, Allstate Construction, via the Public Education Foundation. $20,000 to Hillcrest Public Schools from the anonymous ongoing donor. $13,000 to Lakeway Middle School from their business partner, ClosetMaid, via the Public Education Foundation. $9,000 to Marion County Public Schools Social Work Services from the Tri-County Sportsmen, LLC. $2,500 to Marion Technical Institute from business partners, CenturyLink, via the Public Education Foundation. $1,000 to North Marion High from their business partner, Cullison-Wright Construction Group, via the Public Education Foundation. May I have a motion and a second? It was moved by Mrs. Boynton, second by Mrs. Ely. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion passed 5-0. And who was the last one? Me. Was you? We'll go to Ms. Ely because she's got all the numbers.
Once again, we want to thank our community for realizing the needs of our schools, and we appreciate your generosity. The $20,000 anonymous donor from Hillcrest, thank you very much. Ongoing, I understand, so he or she or they have done this before, but we so much appreciate your support in our school system. Totaling $62,701.34. And then part of our consent agenda, Summer Glen veterans gave 2 scholarships to 2 students of $1,500 apiece. So that totals $65,701.34. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you. Meeting reminders. The next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for Thursday, March 17, 2016 at 9 a.m. The purpose of this work session is to receive an update on the district construction project, Public Education Foundation strategic plan, report on hiring and recruiting, and transgender legal rights, as well as discuss the City of Dunellen proposed sewer project, use for the Vanguard Heights property, recent purchase and sale of .69 acres of property in Dunellen. There will be no second board meeting in March, as March 22nd fall during the spring break week, and the district will be closed from March 21st to the 25th. Okay, we will start with board concern, and Ms. Stacy will go right down the line.
I guess my concern tonight is, in going through my agenda, I pulled the consent agenda item for the testing and evaluation counselor. That basically it's the administrative position for Mrs. Weldon, and had a nice conversation with Miss Oliver, Miss Krasaka, and I found out that this is what they need to go ahead and start researching for a person in that department. I was concerned because they were asking for a 3-year experience, and I felt like that wasn't enough. And so we had a conversation. They increased it to 5 years. They agreed that probably for that position it was different than an AP position, that we needed more experience than 3 years. And so I'm glad we came to that agreement on that. But what concerns me is, I spoke with Mrs. Weldon, and she said she's retiring in May. And, well, she hasn't got an exact retirement date, but she's looking at around that area. She hasn't got an exact retirement date. But this is March, and I am concerned that probably one of our top, in my opinion, probably first or second top position in the district, as far as the person that totally weighs us out as far as our testing scores and everything, that we don't have someone, and maybe, and I hope we do. I hope that they were just not sharing with me that we do have someone, but they said that they needed this job description so that they could go ahead and start interviewing for that. And I hope we don't end up in another crisis situation, because we've known for 5 years that she was retiring. So I want to bring it to the board's attention that I hope that I'm just misinformed and that we really don't have someone in that position, that we really do have someone in that position. But I would like to encourage Mr. Tomlin to help us move along to get that most important position filled. And that's my concerns tonight. I just don't want to have a crisis again come May that we don't have someone for that position. Thank you.
Ms. Ely.
I did read the book about Napoleon for Read Across America. I've probably memorized it. It was a really good book. It's a fable. It's about an alligator who wants to do his own thing, and the other gators weren't real excited about it, and they bullied him and put him down, and he didn't care. Finally, when he learned how to do these special things like hang on a tree like a monkey and stand on his head, he came back to the other gators, and they saw what he was doing, and they really liked it, and they all wanted to learn how to do it. But what surprised me when I read to all the kindergarten, first grade classes, was at the end of my reading, I asked them, how many of your parents read to you? Just like 2 or 3 handfuls. It was just sad. So what Nancy Young is bringing to us is so important. They need to start reading to their kids at birth. So I hope we can help as much as we can to try to reach those parents, because our kids will be much better off by the time they get to school. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree with you, Mrs. Ely. I'd like to comment on the staffing plan, and I want to thank the board, superintendent, and staff for, working for the plant managers so that they will stay on our staffing plan for that one extra year, giving them an opportunity to look for other positions. I want to just thank you. I really appreciate that. I also want to tell you that yesterday I represented our school board district in Orlando for the FSBA on their nominating committee. And it was a great day, and I'm sure when you see the slate, you'll all be very pleased. Okay. Bullying has been one of the issues that has been brought to the board's attention during public comment, several times. So I jotted down some ideas that maybe we can look at. I've talked to the superintendent, and he has advised that I sit with Mr. Villanella, which I will do. But I just wanted to let you know what I'll be doing and would ask that from you all, any input or any ideas. I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I came up with. And I also looked at what was going around the nation, not just the state. And so some of the ideas are from around the nation. So if you could share with me, I would say probably through. No, that's okay. And some of the ideas is just having a student-driven task force, or either one, maybe a community-driven task force, so that we can work on some ideas to help our children in these bullying issues that are happening. They're not every day, but you do hear about them. And I know our department, our student services, with the Student Code of Conduct, they do an excellent job. But, sometimes when you hear and the parents come in and they don't seem to understand the process, maybe an extra tool may be the thing that they need. So if you could just look at that, bring me ideas, I would sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kelly.
Ms. Boynton, I like to recognize that you're being proactive rather than us having to be reactive. So as a board member, I thank you. I also would like to thank our administration and everyone that works so hard on that staffing development plan. And I know it takes a lot of time, and I'm appreciative and grateful for that also. Also, I would like to bring up the DESF because it was on our agenda. And since we're discussing being proactive rather than reactive, I would like to suggest maybe that we could make have a workshop, and maybe we could have some guidelines. For example, like the teacher that was there for, I think, just 4 weeks or whatever. But I think as a board, it would probably be important if we had some guidelines, because we know that these issues are going to be heading our way. So maybe if we have some guidelines set in place, it won't turn controversial. And also, I just want to remind our students and staff that attendance matters, and I hope everyone just finishes strong and you can enjoy your week off. Thank you.
I know that we have scheduled some.
Yes, we have a work session scheduled to discuss the DES, specifically in reference to instructional personnel.
And where we're going with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Lake, do you have anything?
Not tonight, thank you, sir.
Okay. Brenda?
No, sir.
Mr. Superintendent?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A few things just to brag a little bit about our relationship, as you know, with Silver Springs State Park and the Silver River Museum. This serves our school and our community in a number of different ways. Friday, February the 18th, and then Saturday and Sunday after that, the Silver River Museum sponsored the Silver River Nap-In and Prehistoric Arts Festival. I want to share with you that over 700 students attended that show on that Friday, and then over 2,000 adults and students and children attended that on Saturday and Sunday. We continue to serve 4th and 5th grade students there by field trips. A fantastic opportunity for our students to see a piece of Florida and a wonderful relationship we have with that state park. I want you to please continue to observe the student artwork. We've talked a lot about art tonight in our lobby. Our K-12 art teachers take care of that for us. They rotate, they coordinate artwork in and out of that area. And it's so good that a recently remodeled area in our student assignment area has asked, well, why can't we get some art back here? So we'll be sending those folks back there as soon as I can come up with some picture frames for those art projects. And big thanks to those art teachers for doing that. If you journey to our public library, you heard Mrs. Young mention that. Also, our student art is also on display in that area. Last Saturday, I don't know whether any of you were able to attend, but I was, the wonderful Special Olympics area for both student and adult special needs individuals. Forest High School served as a sponsor for that, and it was an absolutely great event on a wonderful and beautiful day. Last week, I gave to you at a work session a sample of the Florida Standards writing sample, okay? This was for 4th grade, 8th grade, and 10th grade. I told you didn't have to do it, but I certainly wanted you to be aware of what our students were going through. Did you receive your copy, Mrs. King?
I've not looked at it yet.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure you got it because you weren't here that. But pretty challenging assessments that our students are going through. Our Florida Writes paper writing assessment was last week for grades 4 through 7, and it is completed now. We had a 2-week window last week and this week for grades 8 through 10, which is all on computer, and all is going well at that point in time with Florida Writes. You know, Florida Writes has now been merged into the whole English language arts programs. I'm not going to leave you alone with just Florida Writes, because now I'd like to pass to you, and this is math. Each Monday afternoon, I have a meeting with staff, and Mrs. Dudley presents us with some sample questions. And I got all 3 right last Monday, but it was the first time I'd ever gotten all of them right, and that was a 5th grade test. What I have for you tonight is 3rd through 8th grade. I want you to see, and please take a packet each and pass it down, see exactly what our students are being challenged with, see how our teachers are addressing those needs. I think you'll have a good time. If you need help, you can consult your spouse or significant other. You're certainly able to do that. But I think you'll find that pretty challenging.
You can Google.
You can Google, and you can get help on this. You can call a friend. You can call a friend on this one. But during the actual assessment, of course, our students are not able to do that. I'd like to also share with you some legislative issues. This is changing right and left. We have, seems to be a much more cordial ending to the legislative session today. Both houses have submitted their budgets. We will know more. Our lobbyists and FSBA are presently looking at the different budgets that have been submitted, or the budget that has been submitted. There's now this 72-hour cooling off period before the governor either addresses it, signs it, vetoes, whatever he might do. I can share with you from a budgetary standpoint, we see that as approximately a 1% increase for state revenue for Marion County. I can share with you 2 other issues that are of interest to us. Of course, the lowest 300 that is based on reading scores. We understand that it's essentially the same language that has been in the past. This year, we simply had a repeat of schools that were identified in 14-15. And we will base, if Marion County has any schools, on this spring assessment. We'll have more news when we see the actual legislation about that. And of course, of interest to a lot of people will be the changes to the Florida High School Athletic Association and transfer rules and eligibility rules. That always gets a lot of attention. And there are many, many other issues in there. We will certainly prepare a summary for you. I know you get FSBA summaries, and anything that Mixon and Associates gives us, I'll also be able to share it with you. But hang in there. Let's just read the newspaper and see how things are going as far as the overall budget is concerned. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Just some things that I want to bring to the board's attention. Ms. King and myself had an opportunity to really sit in with the tax referendum committee. And one of the things first of all, I'd like to commend that committee. They're really doing a wonderful job of overseeing how we are spending the tax dollars. One of the things that was brought to my attention was the fact that they were concerned about the demographics of our hiring practices. And this had nothing to do with the tax dollars, but I felt very strongly that we should look at adding that as being part of our strategic plan and look at what we're doing. Because in our strategic plan, we do get updates on what we're doing in all of our areas. So with if we added that as part of our strategic plan, we would be getting a regular update like we do on our strategic plan. So Board, I will ask the superintendent and Ms. Dudley to look at how we can add that into something that we monitor on a regular basis on how we.
I can address that next Thursday at our next work session, which you're going to remind everyone about, is that we are looking at issues with hiring, and Mrs. Oliver will be presenting some information in reference to that very fact.
Okay, and the thing I would like to have is for us to have it in our plan, so we will have it coming to us on a regular basis.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay. One other thing that I had the opportunity to attend last night was a racial taboo out at the junior college. Well, I hate to say college of Central Florida. And it was bridges. I think we had someone to speak to us in reference to the bridges. And it was a very, very informative program. And I saw so many of our school board employees there, and they were looking at what was occurring in terms of racism and all of these things, and how we got to this point, and the role that the school system and our churches play in this process. And as a board, I just feel it's one of those things that we should be interested in. We can look at what we're doing, and some of the things that they really discussed was the fact that history books and all of those things play an important role in what is occurring. And Board, it was a very enlightening conference. And if you have an opportunity to participate or work with the Bridges group, it will be worth your while. Because some of the things, and I'm a little bit older, some of the things that I've seen and was exposed to through this film was things that I've seen for years. But our younger generation really don't understand how we got to this point. And as a board, education is the key ingredients to solving some of these problems and making it move in the right direction. So that's where we are in terms of that. And I would just encourage you, if somebody talk with you about bridges, don't necessarily turn your back on them, because they had some really good information. And I would say there were over 200 people there, 200 people in that building. They filled the place. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you. Before addressing expulsion matters, I wish to acknowledge the board members have received the alternative placement list for students through February 19, 2016. Are there any parents in the audience who wish to speak on behalf of a student regarding a disciplinary matter? Seeing one. Okay.
Skip over.
Oh, where are we going?
Go to page 29.
29.
Page 29, Brenda.
Okay. Please complete one of the forms on the table and bring it to the board secretary during a short recess. We will try to protect the privacy of the students so we will ask you to identify your child according to the D16 code that appear on the superintendent's letter to your staff.
Mr. Vianello can help identify. Can you help Mr. Vianello right now identify it?
Yeah, would you help her for a minute? I will call a brief recess to clear the room prior to discussing student discipline matters. Parents will have an opportunity to address the board. This is not a hearing. It's just merely an opportunity for parents to express their concern. Prior to the board considering the recommendation for expulsion, parents will have an opportunity to discuss the options available to them to maintain their child's educational program. If the student is expelled, the school board staff will remain available to talk with the parents about the alternative educational program available for the expelled child. This is the conclusion of the televised and business portion of the meeting. We're calling a recess at 6:39. So board, you can take a break for about 5 minutes and we will